Welcome to the Verdin Sports Show. I'm your host, Jacob Verdin. G, another day, another dollar, bro. Look, they went 1-0 this week. You're not 1-0 in the whole season. You got your victory against South Carolina. It wasn't easy, wasn't pretty, wasn't clean. Remind me a little bit of the Florida game, G. What's your takeaways?
The defense saving LSU right now. Blake earned his money tonight, bro. 5 sacks, 2 turnovers, but the offense still looking like they trying to catch up. When you look back on the whole game and you say to yourself that they only scored 20 points, they should have had 41. Juwan Johnson fumbles on the 1-yard line. At the end of the game, you had the 1-yard line, you can't get in. The interception by Nuss in the red zone where he never saw the safety. You can't leave points on the board like that. They lucky that Blake got this defense playing at a high level. Shout out to Mansour the Lane. Shout out to them boys in the trenches. They put on the night. You know, the defense is really playing at an elite level.
Mansour the Lane was electric, bro. He was sitting there on the sideline chirping Shane Beamer all over the place. DJ Pickett had a nice little roll in as well. I want to talk to you about the quarterbacks, though, because Lenore Sellers, he didn't have the biggest box score. We talked about it before we started recording. 20-plus carries, though, dog. That's insane. Then you look at Garrett Nussmeier, 200-plus yards, but the 2 interceptions, and then that decision-making keeps popping up. Is he going to be the signal caller that pushes LSU to the playoffs? Everybody's wondering the same thing. What do you think has to change if Nussmeier wants to flip the switch and have LSU score in the 30s and outside of this 20-point mark that we can't escape?
You look online and everybody want to blame Joe Sloan for the play calling and saying this moment and this school and this conference and this stage is too big for him. This wasn't on Joe Sloan tonight.
Nah.
It wasn't. Juwan Johnson fumbling on the 1-yard line. You can't get in from the 1-yard line to 4th quarter. Nuss throws a bad interception in the red zone. That's not on a play caller, bro. Nuss decision making, I hate to keep harping on it, but that is the problem. That is the problem. I don't know what he's looking at. I don't know if I really don't understand what's the disconnect with him and some of these throws he's making. And you're about to go on the road to Nashville to play against a tough Vandy team. It's gonna be tough. And then after that, you go to Bama.
Yep.
And then you got A&M coming to town. If this offense can't pick it up and catch up to what, they ain't even gotta be on the same level as far as the elite level as the defense. But bro, you gotta meet them halfway.
Yep.
What you did tonight and what you did against Ole Miss and what you did against Florida, there's no way they're gonna be playing in Atlanta. There's no way.
That'll get you boat race, bro, because if you look at how Alabama played against Mizzou put up a good physical defensive front. Ty Simpson was able to do what? Look like a professional quarterback on 4th down twice in the same drive. Dip and dot, get in, get out, accurate throws, nice decision making. Like, those are the offenses that you're going to be playing in the SEC, and I feel like, I'm not going to say we're lacking permanently, but it's just like there's a couple of things here that worry me. But tonight, the run game, I would say, looked a little better. If you look at Juwan Johnson, 13 yards per carry. Yeah, you had the fumble. Caden Durham added 70 yards. Do you kind of feel like that's going in the right direction, or is it all still like,
The run game showed some flashes tonight, but it's when you 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2 on the goal line and you can't convert. That's my issue with the running game. That's my issue with the running game, and they haven't been able to do that all year long. And shout out to Tre'Davious Green, 8 catches for 119 yards, a tutty. He was a big focal point tonight. Kyle Parker picked up the slack from Aaron Anderson not playing. I love what they did right there. They went empty, and Kyle Parker on a slant catches it. Nuss put it right on him, and he takes it to the house. And so when you look at that, you like the way they picked up the slack and was able to get that offense a spark.
Tre'Davious Green is unguardable. I'm going to go out on the limb and say that. He is not only one of the best tight ends, not only one of the best route runners, but, dog, I feel like at any point, if you're in the red zone, we're talking about red zone struggles, red zone woes, we can't even QB sneak for 1 yard. Throw it up to 14, man, because it seemed like every damn time he's coming up with it. I saw Nussmeier get up kind of limping. I'm a little worried.
He was limping all night.
Bro, he limping all the time, and it's just like, I don't want to constantly keep holding my breath on the health and the overall longevity that we're going to have in this season. But I want to bring up one more point. Chris Hilton. There was a mean drop right here, bro, in the chest. Could have brought it in. What do you think is going on with that? Is it a lack of involvement early on, and now he's trying to get it going, or like what's going on with 3?
It's hard to put your finger on it, and they gave him a number of opportunities this season to be able to insert himself, and he just haven't been able to convert on his opportunities. I think you put Jelani Watkins in that spot and see what he can do. Or let Barron Brown try to blow the top off the defense. I don't even remember, besides the Clemson game, where they let Barron Brown stretch the field.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm not saying just forget about Chris Hilton, but I think Start letting some other guys have some opportunities to be able to stretch the field.
Yeah, and I think there was two, honestly, because there was one over the middle right here on this side. Then there was one on the sideline. The sideline was a little more contact, but this one, bro, I replayed it twice. I mean, in the chest. Could have brought it in.
Yeah.
Hurts to see.
Yeah.
Like you said, though, when they going into Diego Pavilla's home in Nashville, I'm a little worried, bro. Not only because of this performance, but because of what you put on tape with 20-plus carries here with the North Sellers. You think that might come back to bite them down the road, or as long as you fix it, it don't matter?
Now, look. They're not going to see what they saw tonight against Lenore Sellers. Bro, even though the defense had 5 sacks, he broke off a plethora of sacks tonight, getting out of 2 and 3 people grabbing on him, trying to pull him down to the ground. He a workhorse, bro, and so they don't have to worry about that when they get to Nashville. Although I think Pavilla brings a different dynamic, and he's gonna present a different problem. I think he's going to be more something like Trinidad Chambers, right? Mm-hmm. More in that kind of in that category of being able to throw the ball down the field and make plays with his legs and being able to manipulate the defense with his eyes and things like that. And he's a veteran, you know, he's been around it. And this is not your typical Vandy team. And I worry about the start of the game. They playing at 11 o'clock, bro.
Yep.
The routine, Vandy coming off a bye week and they coming off a loss. LSU better be careful next week.
And to your point about Vandy, I mean, bro, if you go back to the past 10 years, Vandy ain't making no type of noise. But everybody got to get their shine eventually, bro. What's the saying? The sun shining on the dog ass even once day or something like that? I don't know.
When you're living in the NIL era, a lot of teams gonna be able to live up to the standard as far as being able to have some good players to be able to match up with different teams. Now, we know that LSU is the better team, but that ain't gonna mean nothing on Saturday when they get down to the Nashville, bro. It ain't gonna mean nothing.
Balls might not bounce your way, the whistles might not go your way, and then at this point, now we gotta worry about injuries and health and all these different depth pieces.
And that, man, you make a good point. Bernard Gooden, the D tackle, he walked off the field limping. I don't know what the injury is, but he left the field like, I think, the middle of the fourth quarter. Jamarian Buller, he left the beginning of the third quarter. That's two guys that plays a pivotal role in Blake Baker's defense. So now that in the trenches you're getting a little thin, I'm curious to see if them injuries are serious, and if they are, people like Dylan Carpenter, he already lost Gabe Rutherford for the season, yeah. Right? And so I'm curious to see how Blake Baker gonna be able to count on some other guys to be able to fill those voids.
I agree. Yeah, next man up. We're gonna see next week LSU on the road to Nashville. It'll be a nail biter. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna try to guess the spread before we get out of here. If they put LSU at -10 right here, and they covered it. They covered the spread barely by the skin of their teeth. They got out of there. I bet you they make LSU a 7-point favorite on the road, which is crazy. But I bet that's what they do.
I don't see why would LSU be 7-point favorites on the road.
Vegas likes to reach, bro. They like to pull at the heartstrings.
I think Vanderbilt is better than South Carolina.
They are. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
And Vandy's playing at home.
Think at 3?
I think LSU always gonna struggle next week. I really do. I just don't see this getting fixed anytime soon. I just don't. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you something else, bro. They did exactly what I thought they was gonna do. Dylan Stewart been playing on the left side all year long. What they did, they put him against the freshman. And he gave Weston Davis all he could handle tonight.
Barbecue chicken.
Man, Dylan Stewart, I know he's an elite pass rusher, an elite player, but that right side, they're gonna have to get that shirt up going forward, bro, because teams gonna watch film and they're gonna try to exploit it.
You're under a microscope right now at this point. You're at that point of the season where, hey, anything can happen. Hopefully LSU can turn this around. I mean, look, it's a victory, so you're not really turning it around like it's a dumpster fire, but you gotta iron out some of the kinks. Appreciate your time, G. You know the drill. We'll be back live Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 1 o'clock. Hopefully I got some locks for you next week, G.
What, I went 3-0 this week?
No, you went 2-1. You went 2-1, I went 1-2.
Who I picked?
You picked, all right, so you had Texas and you got that right. We lost on Oregon, but you got right on Bama. The only one you missed was Oregon because Oregon dropped it.
So I went 2-1.
I failed on Oregon, I failed on Oklahoma, and I only got Bama. So,
winners win.
Hey, yeah, I tip my hat to you. This has been the Verdin Verdict. Y'all know the drill. Hit that like button, and we'll be back on Monday.